We begin tonight with the latest on the COVID-19 pandemic. The country's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says the U.S. is out of the pandemic phase. 13 on your side's Andrea Flores is here now with what that means here in West Michigan.
Juliet, the chief of infectious diseases at Trinity Health, says we are now entering a transition time across the country as well as here in West Michigan.
I think that the time to really worry a ton about COVID is getting behind us.
The light at the end of the tunnel is in sight, more than 2 years after the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in the U.S.
And the hope is that it's going to come and go with less severity and people are not going to get quite as sick by it.
Top U.S. infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci says the pandemic phase in the country is ending. And Dr. Andrew Jameson with Trinity Health says the recent surge in cases in New England is proof of this new chapter.
Omicron went through there with BA2, kind of the cousin of the first variant of Omicron, and it really made numbers really high, but hospitalizations didn't go up proportionally. So the number of people getting really sick from COVID is going down while the numbers are still present.
In West Michigan, cases are rising, but Dr. Jameson says the severity isn't.
Our case rates, which is the total number of people that are turning positive in the community, also going dramatically up. We've almost, quadrupled or quintupled in the last couple weeks.
All of this doesn't mean that the pandemic is over or that people still can't get sick.
COVID is still hurting people that are vulnerable. So people that have poor immune systems, people that are unvaccinated and have never been infected, people that have other medical problems that put them at risk. Those individuals are still getting really sick.
Dr. Jameson says it's now a time to learn to live with COVID.
And the hope is that the impact is less and less moving forward.
Dr. Jameson also added that with vaccines and boosters, as well as the mix of natural infection and antibodies, COVID-19 would likely become just a cold virus in the future. Juliet?
Andrea, thank you. The latest COVID-19 numbers in Michigan show an increase in cases and positivity. The state reported 14,500 cases over the past week. That's an average of more than 2,000 cases a day, an increase of about 500 cases a day from the previous week. And there's an increase in the positivity rate. On April 25th, it spiked to more than 13%, which is the highest it's been since early February. And while the pandemic is entering a new phase, Dr. Andrew Jameson says it's still very much flu season. The season is considered to be mild this year, but it's lasting longer than normal. And there's been a slight rise in cases compared to earlier this year.
And I suspect it's because it's been colder. We've been more indoors than we have been typically going in the spring. And probably masking has delayed what happened. The Omicron surge through January really kind of kept people a little bit protected from flu. And so we probably opened ourselves up to it a little bit later than we normally do.
And Dr. Jameson adds fewer people got vaccinated against the flu this year as well.